Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. We have one of the most requested bikes here in front of us for review on the channel. This is the Ride1UP REVV, and this is the DRT version. We're really excited to check this out and get it off-road, but guys, check out those chunky tires. I mean, this thing is probably one of the best looking e-bikes we've had on the channel so far. This thing just looks incredible. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this video, and also ring that notification bell for future notifications of our videos. And guys, we can also save you some money by clicking the link in the description below. It also helps out the channel, and it helps us keep creating content like this. All right, so this bike is available on Ride1UP's website for $24.95, and it comes in two color variants. This is the black color, and it also comes in something called Toy Soldier, and it's a mix of like a tan and a dark gray. So if you guys want to check that out, that is a cool color variant, but we love our flat black look. Now this thing weighs just 91 pounds, even with a battery on it, and it is pretty lightweight. You can definitely pick it up and move it around, so not too heavy. This bike will support riders up to 350 pounds, so you can be a heavier rider and also still ride this bike. We are 260, so we're going to see how this thing performs and handles us. Now, as far as the top speed goes, this thing does have a boost mode, and we've seen people get anywhere from 34 to 37 miles per hour. So we're going to see what we can get ourselves. Again, being 260 pounds on the heavier side. Now, this is a 52 volt e-bike, and it comes with a 20 amp hour battery. And I just love the fact that this thing is protected here in between these two rails. Really nice design. And it does have an on-off switch to keep from draining on the bike. But if you're going to have this sit for long periods of time, you want to take this off and make sure the battery is off, and also make sure it has a charge of about 70 to 80%. Here is your charging port. You charge the battery on or off the bike, and we're going to turn this on so we can turn on the bike in just a minute. On the other side, you also have your key, so you can take the battery off and put it back on the bike and lock it into place. You do have a charge level indicator here. Ride1UP says you can get up to 60 miles of range on a single charge, and of course that's going to vary depending on terrain, rider weight, things like that. Now, as far as what powers this bike, we have a 1,000 watt motor. This is from Bafang, and I'm not really sure what it peaks at, so if you guys know, you can leave it in the comments section below. But Bafang makes a fantastic motor. Now, you do get spokes instead of mag wheels on this DRT model, so it definitely makes it more lightweight. You do get 4-piston hydraulic disc brakes with 203 millimeter rotors, so really nice stopping power. You do get a 35 amp controller on here. You're going to get about 95 Newton meters of torque on here, so pretty torquey. And we'll see how that converts while we're out riding. Now, like we pointed out before, you get these really chunky off-road tires. These are Innova off-road tires, 20 by 4 inch, and these grip really well. We did a test ride earlier, and the way these things grip, it's really not that comfortable on the roads, but they really add to the look of this DRT model. You get some nice hard plastic fenders in the back, and also we'll check out the one in the front. Now, you do get full suspension on here, and it is different than the full suspension model, which is made for on-road use. You have D&M in the rear, and you can check this out, guys. I love the MOLLE panels on here, so you can mount some stuff, and it just looks really, really cool. And of course, this is where your controller is housed. And this seat, guys, this seat is something special, really nice quality, very nicely crafted. The one downside is you can feel this raised part in the middle here on your butt while you're riding. I wish they kind of made it the same and kind of made it flush with the rest of the seat, because you can definitely feel this, but it's not super uncomfortable, but it's something we've noticed while we're out riding. Now, as far as the seat height goes, it is 34 inches from the ground to the seat. So keep that in mind when you're trying to size out this bike if it's right for you. You only get one speed as far as physical gears go. This is not a bike that's focused on pedaling. This is more for legality. Now, you can also see the crankset is on the smaller side. Again, not focused towards actually pedaling. You get a small crank wheel along with short crank arms. We'll see how fast we can get up to before we stop feeling resistance and start ghost pedaling. I love how they did the chain guard here so it doesn't scrape up your swing arm. Looking at the front of the bike, it is absolutely gorgeous. Here is your RST front fork. Does a fantastic job with the travel, the bumps, off-roading. You have your 20 by 4 inch Innova off-road tire in the front. Really chunky. And guys, check this out. This is a really large enclosure, but it looks fantastic. And this is all hollow inside, but you can actually take this off to adjust the light. You do get a front hard plastic fender. There's your 4-piston hydraulic brake in the front with 203mm rotors. All right, so sitting on the bike, we're gonna go over the controls, starting from the left and moving over to the right. Really comfy. Looking at the front of the bike, this enclosure is really big. It doesn't look that big from the front, but once you get on the bike and look at it from the handlebar perspective, this is ginormous. So starting with the handlebars, so you have your left brake lever here with nice locking grips. Ride1UP has fantastic grips that they put on their bikes. So we're gonna hold down the power button and power this up. You get an LCD display. It is not full color, but it looks nice, and it's actually easy to read while you're on the road. So we'd rather prefer that than something you can't see while out riding in the sun. So there is your mode button, and it really only has one function. Pedal assist level, you can go all the way up to 5 and all the way down to 0 with no pedal assist. Now, as far as the headlight goes, there's a couple buttons that factor into the headlight operation. So to turn the headlight on, you want to click the power button, and you can see the headlight icon is on our screen. And then on the right hand side, you have a switch. So the headlight right now is off. You can actually see it in the reflection of my truck. And if you click it once, it'll turn to low beam. And then all the way to the left is high beam. That is a really bright headlight. Does a really good job of covering all the area in front of you. We're going to turn this off, and we're going to check out your daytime running halo, which is really neat. So you have basically almost a full circle top and bottom, but really like that look. Now you also have a horn on the right hand side here. Really would love to hear a louder horn, but again, this model, the DRT, is made to be used off-road only, so keep that in mind. You also don't have turn signals on here either, so that is one of the main differences between this and the full suspension model. You have a half twist throttle, that is pretty torquey, and your half grip, which is locking, and your right brake lever. Now moving over to the center here on our screen, we are in off-road mode. To unlock this bike, you do have to reach out to Ride1UP. They'll send you something to sign, a waiver, and then once you sign it and get it back to them, they will send over unlocking instructions on how to unlock this bike to its full potential. This little icon here means the bike is in boost mode, and to take it out of boost mode, you hold down the minus button and it goes away. To turn it back on, hold it back down, and there is your boost mode again. Now, boost mode will allow you to get up to 35 amps out of that controller. Here is your pedal assist levels on the screen. We went over that. Your distance, an odometer, and also a trip will flash back and forth. You also have your max speed here, and we'll see it switch shortly over to average speed. So there you go. So really cool how that switches back and forth without you having to intervene. You also have a full battery bar up top. Now you do get a working brake light and tail light. As you squeeze the brakes, it gets brighter. Would love to see it a little brighter, but again, you do not get the turn signal option on this DRT model, even though it is built in to this tail light. All right, guys, so there you have it. There are the specs and features of the Ride1UP REVV DRT. If you guys have any questions for us as far as the specs and features go, let us know in the comments section below. We'll get back to everybody. So let's get this thing out on the road and on the trails and see how it performs. All right, so we're on the Ride1UP REVV DRT. Right up the bat, super comfy. Suspension feels really nice. That's really what they're focused on with this bike. So we're gonna do a brake test at the storm drain going about 30 miles an hour. Oh yeah, that was really good. So those 4 piston hydraulic disc brakes did a fantastic job of stopping. We're going to do a top speed test here. So it looked like just under 37 miles per hour we got for a top speed. At 260 pounds, that is not too shabby. Let's see responsiveness with the throttle. Instant. I mean, as soon as we pull it, that's giving us power. So, ready, pull. I mean, yeah, that is instant. So that's good. That is good to see that. We see a lot of these bikes with a delay. And let's try pedaling and see what we get for a delay here. Wow, that is basically instant as well. And you can tell, yeah, I mean, you can tell right off the bat that this bike is not made for pedaling. So we're ghost pedaling right now. We're at about 19 miles per hour when we ghost pedal. So you got one speed on this bike, and this bike isn't made to pedal. I mean, it's just not. This is an electric moped, electric dirt bike, and it is not made for pedaling. The pedals are going to be there for legality purposes, so if someone wants to ride this on the road, which it is not made for on the road. If you want to get the on-road version of the Rev1, you go with the full suspension version, because it has turn signals. This does not. It's also got a different tuned suspension for on-road. And also, you get really beefy tires. So these things are dragging quite a bit. I mean, they are gripping the ground. So, and you can really hear them. That's the one thing you can hear with this bike over even the motor. I mean, those tires are making a ton of noise. And again, like we said, this bike is not made for on-road. They have a specific model for that. This is for trails. This is for dirt. This is for anything you would take a dirt bike on, or even like a dirt jumper mountain bike or whatever. This is what this model is for. So we're gonna go do some trails here, take it on our rocky steep hill here. So, you know, I say this every single time, but the hill does not come over well on camera on how steep it is, but this is a steep hill. Someone has a bike here. All right, so that did fantastic. The suspension is super plush front and rear. Has more than enough torque to make it back up. I'm gonna get something to read how steep this hill is, because again, it does not come over on camera well. I think we scraped our pedal there. We kind of went into the bush, but this thing has no issues getting up that hill. This is like riding on a cloud. This is what this bike was made for. Anything that's not asphalt or cement or whatever cars would drive on, this is made to be an off-road explorer. With the suspension really nice. A lot of people dog on the RST suspension, but they've come a long way. I mean, when they first came on the Surons, yeah, they were bad. Serviceable, but bad. But these are really nice forks. No problem at all. And the torque is okay. So, I'm not going to lie, a little underwhelming as far as torque goes. I can definitely see this having more torque. Just by looking at it, you think it's going to be a bit more powerful, but I mean, no problems getting up hills or anything like that, so it doesn't lack the needed power. But if I could recommend one thing, it would be just a little bit more torque. So this thing is supposedly pushing 95 newton meters of torque. When you get on it, obviously it's gonna feel it, but I'd just like to see a little bit more torque on this. Now, as far as like riding on the street, it's not terrible. But again, if you're looking for that street rider, this isn't it. Because this is geared towards everything off-road. You can hear those tires. I mean, those things are groaning. Controller really easy to use, very flickable bike. There's no rattling or, oh man, I did not see that rock there. There's no rattling or shaking or anything like that that would make you feel like something's loose or needs to be tightened. Fantastic bike. I mean, this might be our favorite out of all 3 models that we've had from Ride1UP for the REV1. And it's just, it might be the best looking bike we've seen so far. Got over here. No problem. Yeah, I mean, no issues whatsoever. And if you guys want to see this bike in a certain scenario or whatever, or, you know, different tests, let us know what you want to see, and we'll get that for you. But we kind of want to make sure that most of our review was off-road and on trails, because again, that's what this bike was made for. All right, so as we saw, did fantastic on the trails, and we're going to see if we can bring it to some more challenging trails just to see how it does. But I'm absolutely loving this thing. This thing is fantastic and is quite the looker. I mean, just the look of it, and it just looks badass. Brakes are fantastic. Like I said, this bike is designed to be used for the trails, you know, off-road. I mean, a lot of these bikes are designed to be used off-road, but they have the same parts as the other versions. This bike has specifically tuned suspension for off-road. It has those beefy, chunky tires for the dirt and trails. So this has a specific purpose. And if you're looking for something to ride on the street, you want to look at the full suspension one. But anything else, like off-road or whatever, this is the bike to get. I mean, just the way it looks phenomenal. They did a fantastic job. So this is the hill climb test on this really steep hill with the Ride1UP REV1 DRT, and we're in boost mode, pedal assist level 5, and we're going to use throttle only and see how it does on this hill. Here we go. Oh, we're still climbing. 18 miles per hour. Steepest part of the hill. Still at 16. Really good as far as hills go. You'll have no issue. This is a 52 volt e-bike, so a lot of the bikes that we test or that we've tested lately have been 60 volts, so you definitely tell the power difference and, you know, the top speed difference and stuff. But for a 52 volt e-bike, this is a winner in my opinion. I think we've had no bad bikes from Ride1UP. They've all been fantastic, and we finally got the DRT in, and this thing is just sweet. You can see that bright daytime running halo on there. You got a high beam and low beam, these big chunky 20 by 4 inch tires. You got the MOLLE panel that you can attach stuff to while you're out riding. Controllers in here, 35 amp controller with that boost mode. Guys, check out the seat, it's super nice. I mean, the seats that we're seeing coming on these bikes are phenomenal. Really well crafted. The only thing that I don't like is this is raised here, so you can definitely feel it while you're riding. It's not a big deal, but you know, fully adjustable rear suspension with the D&M. You have more MOLLE panel here that you can attach stuff to. Chunky fat tire in the rear as well. A brake and tail light functioning. You have turn signals on both sides here, but these are not functioning. So I wonder if it's pretty easy to wire up some turn signals on here. So we'll have to see. Maybe we can get those on here for future videos. You have a Fang 1000 watt motor. This thing is putting out 95 newton meters of torque. We'd love to see a little bit more torque, a little bit more power. Pedaling is just non-existent on here. I think we got up to 19 miles per hour before we started ghost pedaling. We got a small chain ring, small crank arm, 20 amp hour battery. Gets you some good range. Like we said on the trails, the RST has come a long way, especially on this bike. This is a fantastic front fork. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and it does it well. Riding position is fantastic. This is a little bulky, but it looks fantastic while you're looking at the bike. Fantastic controls, you know, same as the other Ride1UP REVV bikes we've had. Same great display. It's not full color, but you don't really need that. It's nice and small. We're seeing these giant displays nowadays. Nice and small is best. And you can see this very easily while you're out riding. Nice rise in the handlebars, and I love the frame that protects the battery. So if you dump this thing, the battery's not going to get hit. It's going to get protected by these bars here. But guys, at just under $2,500, this is a fantastic option for something that you're going to use off-road, in the dirt, on the trails. Look at this thing. I mean, it's fantastic. Everything you can need off-road. If you guys want to help out the channel, there's a link in the description. Check out this bike, and it helps us to keep making content like this. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Till next time, peace out.